Hi there, welcome back. So today the theme seems to be joy for some reason. And hopefully by now you've done the meditation to take you back to that state that you can be joy at any time. In this video, we wanted to bring through this information that so many of us are waiting for something to happen, for an event to occur, or for something to materialize. Got away from me, that one. In order to feel joy. Examples. We wait for our soulmate to appear, to be happy. Oh, when my soulmate appears, then I will be happy. Some of us wait for when we have our children. Oh, when I become a parent, then I will be happy. When I buy my first house, then I will be happy. When I get that car that I want to buy, then I will be happy. And all we are doing with that way of being is that we are creating waiting. We are saying that joy is somewhere out there in the future. Our happiness will come when that event, that whatever it is that you're waiting for. When I get married, then I'll be happy. I'll have my perfect partner. I'll be happy. For some, it's when they retire. I'll be happy. I don't have to do this job anymore that I hate doing. For some, it's when their children leave the house. Oh, finally, I'll be free. I don't have to tend to my children anymore. I don't have to worry about them anymore. Then I'll be free. Then I'll be happy. I don't have to do that anymore. We keep putting happiness in the future. It's based on some outside event, on some outside material thing for some of us, the house, the car. We've been taught from so little that happiness is in the future when we attain certain things. We acquire certain things. We have, success looks a certain way. We need to have certain things in place. Then we're successful. Then we can be happy. But joy is inside you, waiting. Every day it's waiting for you to acknowledge that this is who you are. You can be happy every day along the way of where it is that you're trying to get to, whatever that is. If it's university, you want to go to university, you want to get a degree. Oh, I'll be happy once I have that diploma and I can become financially secure. But you can be happy every day on the way to that. You don't need to be waiting for that to happen. That, oh, my life is a rainbow. Because the issue is, what I've noticed with myself at least, is that we get into that pattern of waiting for something to happen to be happy. Then I'll be happy. Then I'll be at peace. When that happens, whatever it is that you're waiting for. And then when that happens, it materializes, whatever it is. For me, it was becoming a mother. I thought that when I had my first child, my life would be a rainbow. I would be joyful, all these things. I'd be so in love that all the things that were already there, the anger, the resentment, the unforgiveness would disappear. It would all go away. That was my belief, that when I became a mother, everything would fall into place for me. It would be perfect. I would never be angry again. I would have nothing to be angry about because I was so in love with my children. I would be so in love. They would bring me so much joy. I would feel so complete. These were all the beliefs I had about becoming a mother. And what happens for so many of us is that that's the next step. So, okay, I can't wait to get married. When I get married and I find my soulmate, then I'll be happy. So you find your soulmate and you get married, and then what? Oh, next we have to buy a house, or, we need somewhere to live together. Okay, check. Now you have the house. And then what happens? Oh, next we have to have children because that's the next step. Okay, check. Now you have children. You see that there's always the next. There's always an excuse for I can't be happy now because there's the next thing I need to achieve or attain, or it's always out there. The next thing. Meanwhile, your life is passing you by because you keep putting it out there, that the joy is out there attached to something that needs to happen. And all you're creating the whole time is the experience of waiting to be happy, waiting to be at peace, waiting to feel loved, all of these things. You're just creating the experience of waiting. Because when that thing comes, then there's always the next thing. That's never the end of it. I know, because I've been chasing my whole life. And that's the reality. That's what I've come to realize. That all I've been doing is chasing. It's always been next and next and next. What's next? All the while, the joy is inside of you. It's always been there. It's never gone anywhere. It's not out there in the next thing. Because what I've learned is it's not about the destination. It's not about just getting to that and that's it. Say, for example, you want to travel to another country you've never been to. Say, for me, I've never been to, well, any country in Europe, really. So we'll pick any. Let's say Spain, because I can speak Spanish, so that'd be fun. So let's say I'm going to travel to Spain. But your whole trip doesn't start the minute you get off the plane and take your first step in Spain. The trip starts the moment you plan it. You start planning it. You book your ticket. This is all part of that experience. You book your tickets. You fill your bag. You get your luggage ready. The trip to the airport. You check in. This is all part of the experience of that trip. It's not just when you get to Spain. It's the whole planning on it. It's the whole journey. And yes, then you get to Spain. You have a wonderful experience, and now you've experienced a whole different culture, a whole different country of how things are done. And you come back home. But what my beautiful spirit team is trying to bring forward today is that every step of that journey, from the moment that you book the ticket, you buy your luggage, your bags if you don't have them already, you fill up your bags. Every moment until you get to that country that you wanted to visit can be filled with joy. Every moment. And this is your life. Every moment. If it's a degree that you're after, you want to go to university and get a diploma in something, every day that you're in university studying something can be joyful. Because every day is getting you one step closer to getting that diploma. Getting the diploma is the end result. Years and years of study to get that. But there's all these years in between. And all those years in between can be filled every single day with love and joy. Every day you can be in that state. It doesn't need to come from, when I finish my diploma, then I'll be happy, I'll be at peace, it's done. It's not done, because when you get your diploma, then you need to find work in that area of expertise, whatever it is that you chose. Then you need to work. Then you need to gain experience. It doesn't end there. It never ends there. Ever. Having children doesn't end there. Then there's a whole new experience that comes along of, wow, every day is different when you have children. The first year is one thing. Then they start to talk. Then they start to walk. The second year, the third year, the fourth year. Every year I have found with my daughter is different But every year has something beautiful. Every year that we've had her, something beautiful. We get to learn more about her. We get to learn more about ourselves. I've learned so much about myself through my daughter. She has reminded me so much of me that I had forgotten. When I see her beautiful heart, it reminds me how beautiful my heart was when I was little. It was so beautiful. You know, not to say that it's not beautiful now, but I had forgotten along the way because I got caught up in unforgiveness, in resentment, in anger. I was angry for so many years. So angry. You know, to the point where I have said this many times in previous videos, I didn't speak to my parents for 7 years. So I know what that experience feels like, to be so angry with someone that you feel did you wrong, I guess, or in my case, interfered, you know, in something that I felt they shouldn't have interfered in. At the time, you know, at the time, I thought I broke up with my first partner because of them. With time, I realized it wasn't. I understood the gift of why that relationship had run its course. It was done. I didn't realize at the time that I couldn't stand one more day of being with someone that I didn't feel I deserved to be with. I didn't feel good enough to be with that person. And that for me was so painful that I got to a point where I just preferred to break up than to have to spend one more day feeling that way. But I couldn't see that at the time. At the time, it was much easier to be angry with my parents and to blame them for breaking up with him. It was so much easier. You know, the same happened when I found out that my uncle had passed away. I think it's a couple of years now. It wasn't last Christmas, it was the Christmas before. And I was so angry with my cousin because she didn't tell me. You know, growing up, he was like a second dad to me. I grew up with this uncle. It wasn't like it was one of my uncles from overseas that I never got to see. I grew up with this uncle. I was really close to him, and I felt that he was, to me, like a second father, you know. And at the time, I remember being so angry with her. And then I realized it was easier to be angry with her than to accept that I would never see him again in this lifetime, that was it. I would never receive another hug from him. It was easier to be angry with her than to grieve that in my human form, I wasn't going to see him again. You know, I wasn't going to have another conversation with him, hear his voice, all of these things that make being human so beautiful. You know, sometimes we get caught up in our anger, we get caught up in our resentment of things with others because we don't want to look at the real reason that anger is there or that resentment is there. And believe me, it is never about that person. Never. Like I said, for me, the first time, it was because I wasn't good enough to be with that partner. And until I had that realization, I couldn't take responsibility for my actions. See, this is what happens when you wake up. You begin to take responsibility. You realize that every decision that you've made, you were supposed to make. It was part of your path. It was part of your journey. You weren't supposed to stay with that person any longer than you were with them. And whatever happened with that person was meant to happen. This is what it is to take responsibility for every word that you've said, for every action that you've taken, for every experience you've had, understanding this was meant to happen for you. But we use anger and we use resentment and we use unforgiveness to blame others. It's their fault this has happened. It's their fault that I'm not happy. It's their fault that I'm not at peace. It's their fault that I can't feel loved. They can't love me the way I deserve to be loved. It's their fault. And as long as we keep pointing the finger out there, we can't be free. Because we've given our power over to someone else. They have the power to make us happy. They have the power to make us feel loved. They have the power to bring us peace. We've handed over our power. That's why we blame them, because they can't make us happy. They can't bring us peace. They can't make us feel loved. And that's where the anger flares up, and the resentment and the unforgiveness and all of that. But you can be happy now, no matter what your life looks like. You can be happy. Because your joy, the joy that you are, it never goes anywhere. It's always in you. It's always who you are. Same as the love that you are. Same as the peace that you are. It's always in you. It doesn't go anywhere. We put it aside to have all these human experiences where we can be angry and we can be resentful and we can blame all day long. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. Blame, blame, blame. Point the finger all day long. This is what it is to be human. And you can you can stay in your human pattern that you're in of always waiting for joy, always waiting for peace. In an outside circumstance, in an outside event, something has to happen for you to feel these things. And this is the experience you're having. You're just waiting. You've placed it out there in a future time that is not here right now. You're not acknowledging this present moment, that the joy is already here and it's not there. And that you can be joyful every single second from this moment to that moment that you're waiting for, whatever that is. Because that is the pattern. Because you're waiting for that to come, to be happy. When that comes, you're already in that pattern of, oh, I'm waiting. So now what's next that I have to wait for? And then what's next? There's always going to be something else. There's always going to be something else, because you've created this pattern of, it's not here now, it's there in the future somewhere. You've created this illusion that your joy is not here now with you, inside of you. You're not this joy. Same as you're not this love. It's out there in someone else. It's an illusion. It's not the truth. It's creating your beautiful human experience. So, my beautiful beings, hopefully this gorgeous video has created an opening for you today. Oh, I can be joy every moment. I don't need to wait for that moment. I can be joy now. And find the things now that make you joyful. Now. Put on that piece of music that makes you get up and dance and wiggle your butt off. Put it on. Sing out loud, even if it's off key. It doesn't matter. Do these things. Walk in a beautiful garden if that fills your heart with joy. Sit in that garden. Enjoy those beautiful flowers, those plants. Sit in the sun. I have a beautiful elderly lady that every Friday, that's what she loves doing, and that's what we do for at least an hour. And now in the winter, it's so beautiful when it's cold and you sit outside and you just enjoy that sun. So, what do you guys say? Is it time to be in that state of joy in every moment, no matter what's happening? All right, my beautiful beings, this is the message today. The joy that you're waiting for is already here. It's already inside you. It's in your heart. You can be this joy all the time. It's a choice that you make. All right, my beautiful beings. We love you guys. Remember to click like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the messages. And we'll see you in the next video. Okay? Bye for now.